How to store rice. Can it stay at room temperature for how long? Does it need refrigeration? Can I freeze it? Below we bring some tips on how to store various types of rice, to prevent it from spoiling too quickly. Tips for storing rice. Rice is a cereal, and like all cereals, it can be stored at room temperature while it is raw. It doesn't matter if the rice is white rice, wild rice, jasmine rice, basmati rice, brown rice or some other type. All of them can be stored at room temperature, in a cool and dry place, away from sunlight. After opening, it should be placed inside an airtight container, to avoid contact with air. These types of raw rice can last indefinitely at room temperature. You need to be careful with insects and mold, which can appear on the grains. But rice usually doesn't spoil when raw. But attention! Brown rice is the only one that has shorter durability while raw, normally lasting about 4 to 6 months at room temperature. This happens because of the high amount of oil in the whole grain, which can make it rancid quickly. Anyone who wants to protect rice grains from insects or dust can store rice in the refrigerator even when raw. Place raw rice, white, wild, jasmine, basmati or brown, inside an airtight container in the refrigerator. They will last indefinitely, except for brown rice, which can last almost a year. In the case of cooked rice, white, wild, jasmine, basmati or brown, they should be placed inside an airtight container in the refrigerator. They will last 4 to 6 days in the refrigerator, without turning sour. Rice can be stored in the freezer when it is raw or cooked. When it is raw, storage in the freezer can protect against insects and other contaminants. To store raw rice in the freezer, place it inside an airtight container. It can last indefinitely in the freezer. Only raw brown rice has a defined durability, from 1 year to 1.5 years in the freezer. Cooked rice can also be frozen in the freezer, inside an airtight container. They can last about 6 months in the freezer, without losing their properties. How to know if rice has spoiled. Always check the smell, taste and appearance of rice. If it is raw, insects, dirt or even mold may appear. If you notice something wrong, don't use it, discard it, as it can be dangerous for your health. When it is cooked, the most common thing is to get a sour smell and change its natural color. If you think it is different from when you prepared it, avoid eating it, to avoid food poisoning.